I really there we go.
No, then I'm not just saying if we keep on standing here. I did. We probably to find a tool and engaging enough is good. So you guys kept me engaged, even when they turned the air on, because I'm like a bear. When it gets cold, I'm like, you know. That's right.
What time is it? I'm get off.
Well, y'all be safe.
Thank you, sir.
I'm good. I will trip this Pittsburgh Steelers fan here. Because you know, both Eagles.
Hey. I found it.
Yeah, it's gonna be, she said,
Taylor Swift's boyfriend.
the brother, wait.
They just kept telling him it's her. Yeah. I gotta Like even when they're just sitting there, for some reason that's actually picking up pretty decently. So I would probably.
I'm trying to well.
They shut down the interstate on
Have you run the show?
Yeah, that's what. I guess this is.
This one.
There
There you go.
We're adding one more thing here. I talked about the alarm.
Well, and if he gets to do it once, it's gonna be right.
Ended up being. I mean,
Yeah.
I showed it. I showed it.
A long time.
It's under contract.
After I dropped you off.
Hey, can you hear us on all right? Randy, can you give me a thumbs up if you hear me? Awesome, thank you, sir.
I said, are you living a life?
Already have. I took one of the advertisements from.
I'm great. I'm great.
And put it on there. It's still kind of the- Yeah, that- I think so. Thank you. You're welcome. Well, that's where I have it. It's in the slideshow somewhere. Okay, thank you. Get your food, get your seats. We're gonna start up here in just a minute. I think people are gonna have to use a lot. I didn't see it. We have some seats up here too, if anybody wants to eat.
That those look like they have like bar grid, and Mark's name on it, Maria's names on it, and Sam's name on it.
Yeah.
But see, that there was your name on it.
You have a good time.
So, you know, the state says they would come in and figure out money. Allow something
We'll have to have to weed.
into as interim chief executive. And that bond, the SBI came in, and the rest of them because it's built.
All right, everybody. Hey, how's everybody doing? Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. All right, we are missing our team leader today, so you're stuck with me. I'm sorry. So let's get it started here. We are here to build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving. To be the real estate company of choice for agents and their customers. You can't hear me? You can't hear me. Really? Mike's yelling. Like this. Fine. God, family, and then business. And who wants to do the values? Anybody? Anybody have the values memorized? Mary has a prize for you. Maybe not down here right this second, but she's got a prize for you.
Yes, I'll study for next time.
You'll settle for
I'll
next
study
time.
for next time.
Study for next time? Nobody. All right, we're forfeiting the prizes. Win-win or no deal. Integrity, do the right thing. Customers always come first. Commitment in all things. Communication, seek first to understand. Creativity, ideas before results. Teamwork, together everyone achieves more. Trust starts with honesty. Equity, opportunities for all. And success, results through people. Does anybody want to take a picture of this? If you haven't noticed, we may have a theme going that in 2 weeks. There might be a prize. Yeah. There you go, camera.
Okay, accountability. Come on, guys. Who's gonna be the one? I don't forget the seat.
Marcy.
Come on, we got it. Come on, who's gonna do
We're
it?
gonna put wagers on it.
Let's put wagers. Who's gonna do it?
Who's gonna do it next time?
Come on.
Me?
Okay.
Christie says she's gonna do it next
Okay,
time.
awesome.
All right.
Bailey says she's gonna do it.
We got some accountability and you'll have to have it 100% right because there's competition. None of us helping each other and stuff. Perspective, a training, coaching, consulting, and technology company creating the culture and community where entrepreneurs thrive. Excuse me. Bleh. Those people. You guys. To be the place where entrepreneurs thrive. Entrepreneurs. All right, let's talk about value real quick since we're talking about the entrepreneurs.
I went to this class.
Hey gang, Jason Abrams coming to you, and I want to talk about a very important topic. That topic is value. Our industry is ever evolving. Today more than ever, real estate agents must understand not only what their value is, but how to explain that value to a potential client. You see, the challenge of all businesses is that we have to articulate our value before our customer or client ever experiences it. And that's what our course Value Squared is all about. We're going to be covering from top to bottom. What is our value to both buyers and sellers? How is that value explained? How do we build trust with clients during and after and even before the transaction? And most importantly, we're going to talk about cooperative compensation. What are the words that we use around it? And how do we think about our strategies? Friends, Value Squared is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to assess where we are, but more importantly, about planning where we're going. Join us. Click the link below and it's going to bring up all the dates that we're going to be teaching it. Gary, Jay, and I will be coming you directly from KWRI. We're excited about it. We hope you are too.
All right, and in case you have no idea what Jason was just talking about there, let me get back to the slides. Oops, go back one. There is a class on how to articulate your value because you are valuable. You know you are. That's why you're here. You have businesses based off of this. Your livelihood is on this. But sadly, sometimes you have to explain to people why your livelihood is based on this. Feel free to scan the code. There's a class. There's 4 more. Yeah.
Yeah, 2
more
March and
classes.
2 April.
2 more. And if for some reason your phone's not working too good, they are promoting this on command as well. Just sign into commands across the banner across the top. There's an opportunity for you to go check it out.
Hey gang, so this is really Gary, Jay, and Jason explaining agency, what you do as an agent and how to describe that to a client. And it's coming from those big, huge billion-dollar lawsuits, so. I would sign up for this one quick, fast, and in a hurry. Like I did yesterday.
I see one in front of me. Okay, step. Moving on, bucket fills, who do we have? There we go, Dimitri.
Thank you. I want to give a shout out to Jamie because she introduced me to my now fiance.
The flower girl, I'm the flower girl.
Hope you do the same 5 months from now.
Yes, Margaret.
I'd like to bucket fill Mary. She worked really, really hard for the 18 people that went to family reunion. And her work never stopped. She was right there on spot the whole time. So I know there's a lot of work going into it. So even sometimes when you think nothing's being done, there's a lot going on behind the scenes. Thank you, Mary.
Dimitri, River, I know we filtered some questions through you at times, and then Chris Young's always sitting at her desk, when everybody was gone.
Awesome, thank you. Yes.
Jason, as always, for picking up the game both in the airport, wherever, answering those questions, and for you for being there at like weird hours at night answering questions. When I tell you you don't have to, but thank you.
Tell people that.
I guess it was like 7 people, it was a weekend, I was like, you don't have to answer this, but thank you.
After clock, text or email. All right, who else we got?
I'd like to bucket fill Cindy. I have learned so much from how to check my suitcase to how to print across the world.
Back in one.
Yes. I didn't think that you could tack 6 days worth in a 21-inch and by I did it.
Anybody else? All right, moving on. Next, the next happening is gonna be coffee and conversations. That should be tomorrow morning, Union Home. Feel free to come out. That's gonna be over. That's gonna be over at the agent's lounge workroom thingy. There you go. Okay. You guys like those better homes. A little bit later tomorrow, noon to be exact. Sydney Seymour, and I'm sorry, I just found out about this yesterday, or I would have been promoting it. We are gonna have a watch party type thing going on here tomorrow. She's going to be doing how to show up on page 1 of Google. So sounds really good. Grab some lunch, come in. Sorry again, found out yesterday, so I didn't have a chance to grab sponsors or anything. And then as soon as she's done talking, I have my class at 1. Which will probably be related to hers, so feel free to stick around after to we'll try to workshop what she goes over. Oops, that's bouncing right there. March 7th, I forgot to put the date on there, was that Thursday? Yeah, that's Thursday. 12 o'clock in Hillsborough, there's gonna be a lunch and learn, America's Preferred Home Warranty. So come on out to Hillsborough. In Hillsborough.
The only reason I bring this up as an important topic, she will cover that one page, what you need to sign to get your E&O reimbursement. So if you have questions about that, it would be important for you to kind of check into that.
When's that gonna be available?
That's a nice question. Remember a meeting I got you signed on?
We're not doing. Just fast as I can.
What time is it?
12 to 1.
12-1, it's a lunch and learn, so. come out with, and sorry, probably food that you're not gonna be able to eat, but you're used to, bring your food.
Bring my.
Alice, bring your own food, everybody else. Unless you have allergies and such, in which case, bring your own food. Cornhole night, sadly, we missed them, they went to a funeral, but, every Thursday, 6 p.m., come on out and join. Tony Giordano. Is anybody not familiar with this yet? Has anybody not signed up for this yet?
If you signed up, raise your hand.
There you go. Okay.
If you haven't signed up, raise your hand.
Bring a friend. Yeah.
All
Definitely.
right, pick up your phone and scan the code.
Yeah. Sign up, bring your friends. It is going to be real estate related, but not KW specific, so feel free. Let's get some people, we brought this not only for you, but also for the community. So let's get the community out there. Pancakes and playbooks coming up, and it's gonna be Jason this time that's gonna be heading up the class while I'm making the pancakes. I will try to do pancakes as good as Jason did, but no guarantees. And our topic for this one is gonna be open houses. So Thursday, March 14th, 9 a.m., come on out, eat some pancakes, learn some skills with open houses, and we hope to see all of you there.
It's gonna be awesome. I'm teaching it.
There you go. Oh, you're joining too? There you go. And March Madness, same day in the afternoon. We're gonna have some snacks, probably some chicken wings. Wings and things, there you go. So come on out, watch some basketball, wash down those pancakes with chicken wings.
The chicken is pancakes.
Also, each month, the McKissicks are teaching classes on growing your profit share. And these are really good people to listen to because they have made millions in profit share. So come on out Wednesday. We're gonna have a watch party here, but you can also watch it from home if you don't feel like joining the rest of us. But right here, Wednesday, March 20th, 1 p.m., McKissicks, telling you another avenue of making money.
What party?
The first game is at 12, the second game is at 2:30.
Yeah, so pretty much anytime after.
12 to 4.
noon, and that's gonna be up at the agent workroom again, so. That way you don't have to make special trips back and forth, you can kind of hop in between the one things. March 21st, we have an agent mixer, it's gonna be over at Verdict again, had a great turnout the last time, we're gonna do it again. Game night is gonna be the last Wednesday of the month. Don't give me to quote what Wednesday that is right off the top of my head because I don't know, but come on out. 27th, fantastic. And if you have a March birthday, definitely show up because your birthday cake will be there. And that is it for now, but I'm sure we have plenty more events this weekend.
The awards banquet is the
21st.
21st is the awards banquet. Yeah, everybody. That was not on there, but that's pretty important too.
Yes.
At the Alamance Country Club.
Yes, so March 21st, Alamance Country Club, the awards banquet, which I forgot to make a slide for.
Sorry. I just wanted to show it.
No,
This is, everybody should attend.
And what time is that?
11.
And we, oh, in the day.
11.
11:30.
It's in the daytime. It's lunch.
Lunch.
And actually, Jason, what was there's a heritage title too, you just told me about.
The 27th.
So we have some time to get that one. Okay, there's a thing somewhere on the 27th of heritage title as well.
Are we having career night this month?
We are having a career night this month too, that'll be next Tuesday in the evening. We have it at 6.
March 28th at 10 a.m.
Yeah. Got a lot of stuff going on. All right, so switching out from that. If you're interested in a KW Central shirt, which, thank you very much, Zach, for designing that. If we give you your shirt, we owe you one on that. Make sure front desk will get you one. KW Central shirts. come and get that. And then also the CE shop, Jason looks like he's ready to talk on that.
Hey, so, we're excited about this one. It's one of the vehicles, we're looking at a shotgun approach, if you will, where we're giving you different avenues and different options for education. So if you were looking for an online class, we've partnered with the CE shop. Rivers has put out the link on Facebook, several times this week. This is our launch week. And what happens during launch week is you get all their classes for 40% off. So that's kind of a sweet deal if you need to get your CE in or your update. If you've always, here's the trick. When you go to their website, you always want to see the KW Sigma logo. So if you're not seeing the KW Sigma logo, you're not getting all the discounts. So make sure if you do click on the link that you're clicking on it and then you see the logo.
Well, how do you, because I don't see it, so how do I go and see the logo?
When you click on that kellerwilliamscentral.theceshop.com, that takes you to it.
Sorry, I was talking to Texas.
And then, of course, Rivers also, we sent out yesterday updates about your CE and your elective if you need one. So we're about 70-ish days away from June 10th.
You don't send an email if we did.
Only if we did not. I'm coming.
So next up, I don't even know what you guys ate, but it smelled delicious.
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. Well, let's give it up for Matthew Young.
These back there and try it out. It's good stuff.
I will. I appreciate it.
Don't forget, guys, I have swag, including my brand new Young Insurance Group mouse pads located about the side of the table, beside the door to grab before you leave. And it's so good to be with you guys today. So it's good to see a full house. And thank you for your time and attention in advance. We wanted to talk to you guys today about the state of the market and also share with you an example I had yesterday about why you guys need to play an active role when it comes to insurance and the pitfalls, what happens when you don't. Before we get started, just a quick refresher. We are rebranded. We are Young Insurance Group. I've been in existence since 2006 in Greensboro. I've been in business for 24 years. Yes, I got out of elementary school. But you know, when you love what you do, you stay young. So you haven't been like young forever. Just a reminder now, we are a broker. So we shop the market. We don't have any fees. And that's a topic I've been seeing more and more in the last couple of weeks. Clients call, hey Matthew, do you charge a fee to get a copy of my policy? Absolutely not. Do you charge a fee to buy insurance? You get a quote? Absolutely not. There are no fees. When you're not getting involved with your client for experiencing this with increased frequency. And why is that? You think because companies are writing less money, less policies, are looking for ways to increase revenue. Maybe they're looking for the fees. But again, your client will never pay a fee. But on to the good stuff. By the way, I have a great Spanish speaking team, and we have a ability to write North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. I had a question earlier. Do you write Virginia? Yes, we write Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina. However, if I can't write there, it doesn't mean that I say no. I can connect you across the country, and I do that regularly. Yesterday morning, I got a call from an agent over at Greensboro, of course, and she says, Matthew, my client was just a little confused. They get a quote from you, they got a quote from somebody else, and you were like $10 more a month, but they really want to use you. And they said, the agent said, would you review the other quote? I said, I'd be happy to. So she sends it to me. Now, this one was built in 2021, 2022, so it's practically a brand new home. Can anybody explain to me, that's not in the insurance world, why an insurance company would write a landlord policy on this home that qualifies for a regular homeowner policy? The answer is, we don't know, but this is the thing we see on a day in, day out basis. It was written with basically just a poorly written policy that had no water backup, no extra coverages on. So the client has a sewage field, they have no protection. And unfortunately, this policy was about the same price as mine, like $10 a month difference. But it was only giving the client $30,000 of contents coverage for their possessions. All their possessions, we were giving them $138,000. We were like, again, about the same price, maybe $10 a month more. The moral of the story, guys, is these are the shenanigans that I see on a daily basis when agents don't get involved. Now, luckily, this agent called it because the client come to her for help. But when you're just saying, go get insurance, guys, your clients are ended up with some messes. And the time to find out they have a mess is not when they have a claim. To that point, a lot of agents and clients don't know that a vacant home must have a vacant policy. There's no other option. So when your client knows a rental property, they don't need a homeowner policy, they need a vacant policy, vacant, tenant policy for tenant occupied. So when in doubt, I'm available, many of you know this, until 10 o'clock every day of the year for a specific reason. So when it's a Monday night, your client's looking at a home in Chapel Hill. And the home was built in 07, but that's 1907, not 2007. And your client wants to know, you know what, before I put an offer in, I want to find out if it's insurable. Who are you in business with at 6:30 on a Monday night that can call your client, have a discussion with them, then freeing them to move forward with submitting an offer? If you don't have that, that's what I'm here for. Because that's the level of support that is needed. And especially as we get into the summer months, it's going to be more imperative than ever. 9 to 5 just doesn't cut it. So I will leave you guys with 2 requests. Number one request and 1 story. So first of all, if you have a client I can help, please don't just say, here's his number. Because many times they call the 800 number, they go online, whatever it may be. If you want to connect, if you're serious about that, do a text introduction. That way, when your client who's moved from Germany, Singapore, across the country, I can connect with them and tell them I'm available for them until 10 o'clock tonight. But this is why you want to do that. About a month ago, I got a client that I connected with, and I told her my hours, and she said, that is great. That really accommodates my schedule because I think she was a nurse, truck driver, whatever she may be. But a lot of people have 9 to 5 hours that doesn't quite fit that. They need something beyond that schedule. So long story short, the client reconnected, and I called her and told her this, and her words to me was, that's what's up. So if you want your client to have the TWU experience, that's what's up.
All right, Mary, you got anything?
I'm in transmittal, so I don't know the numbers yet for the month. I should have them by the end of the day. You guys, we had a profitable month. I do know that.
Yeah.
Good. We did that, had a great time out at family reunion. Thanks everybody for getting your commission requests in that are getting them in. I'm trying to catch up on them. As soon as I send a report today, I'll be getting those uploaded into your opportunities.
And to her point too, make sure to be here in 2 weeks. The new caps have arrived.
Yep.
So get that cap
Recognizing
status.
February
and we can
cappers
be-
next week.
Yep. Let's see, PC program. We got anything? Yep. There we go. Get that Shirley Jones.
Do I really need this? Never. I was sick last week, so I really don't have a ton of updates. Oh, put him on the spot like that. Sorry, Zach, this is, I don't wanna do this. Zach Albright, new to the Market Center and new to dual career coaching. Surprised to have him speaking for team meeting. He's here just for food, but we love having him. We've got an awesome contest going on right now. Loving on listings, March Madness. Where's my peeps? Y'all are here, put your hands up. Let's go a little higher. Awesome prizes. Join coaching to find out more about it. It's not too late to get in on some fabulous fun and prizes.
I think the only other thing that I have is I would like to congratulate Kim Baker. Joined the coaching program, and in the week and a half that since you joined the coaching program, you had a closing, which of course was already in place. I know you went on a listing appointment this weekend. You got a referral from a Keller Williams agent out of state, and I'm missing another one. A walk-in went on AOT. Congratulations, big things coming. I think that's it.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I do believe it's Jason time. It is Jason time. Here you go, Jason.
Hello. New thing, if you've not been in a class with me, most of the newbies know this one. There is an app that is free to you, and it's only an app. Hey, man, let me pull it up, sorry.
Break out your phones again. QR code, just for y'all.
So it looks like this orange P with a circle on it. It's called Photo5. So PHOTOFY. Photo5. So I'm a C2EX, committed to excellence agent. They have built-in graphics already ready for me to put in my name, my number, my whatever. There's over 800 graphics in this thing. Different languages, different listing, selling, buying, all sorts. But if you have another, like I have an ABR, if I sign in under my ABR, I have an ABR graphics, which is accredited buyer's rep. If you're a GRI, which I am, there's GRI selections you can choose from. Or there's regular agent photos that you can manipulate for social graphics. So again, photo 5. So that's a freebie as one of your benefits as a big realtor.
You said it was an Apple.
Yep. Ironically, it's headquartered in North Carolina and it's an app only. So you can like do social posts on the fly. What I like about it is I can schedule out things for the whole month and it just drops them in. I don't have to keep doing it. So I spend about 20 minutes once a month and then it drops the rest of the month for me. So next up is I don't know if you caught it or not, but NAR is doing several TV promotions and spots about That's Who We Are. And here's one of the examples I'm going to share with you, but they've also got time slots on, scroll down just a hair. There's radio ads running, but then they're running during some of the home shows, Dance with the Stars, Survivor, like there's a whole mixture of when these ads are running. And they're available for you to also post on social media. Here's the thing, they will go away because they bought the rights to the music and the actors for 1 year. So don't think this is just gonna be here and be in your profile forever. So if you don't use it or lose it, basically. So I do want to play one of them that I thought would kind of catch you. We're gonna give you a link.
So this is your first time buying a home?
Yeah, this is first time doing any of this.
Honestly, we definitely have the stress and anxiety part down.
I know this can all seem a bit overwhelming, but everything is in the email I sent you the other day. It'll go a long way to ease those new anxieties. Information about financing, inspections.
The email.
And if you haven't looked at it yet, let's go through it together.
Okay. Expertise. Just one of the many ways an agent who's a realtor works for you.
So there's 4 versions of this, something similar. But again, you're seeing lots of dollars behind That's in the campaign. And again, a lot of that's to do with some of the lawsuits that folks don't really understand how hard you work. So, triangle update, don't throw anything. I want you to know that as of today, here's the thing. If you were an Alamance only person, you're special. If you were an Alamance and a Triangle person, you were also special. The thing about that is everything did not translate over. Like if you, like the folks that had Alamance and Triangle both, if you had the listing in both, it didn't marry up and all of a sudden there's this random listing out there. So when you go into Listing Manager and put it under contract or close it out, it's not doing both of them. It's doing one, but then you still kind of have one out there hanging around. So that's one thing. The other thing is, and that's where we're getting those old MLS numbers for the same listing that you like, I closed it out, but then it's showing active or still pending because it didn't update. The other thing is keep me in the loop because I can't help you if you don't let me know. So all you do is just CC me or shoot it to me to start with, and I'm going to CC you back on the response. So you get to see the same thing I see. Starting today, if you were a Triangle only person, you did not have Matrix. Starting today, you do as a trial. So on the screen, I know it's small, but right there, that second button with the red slash across it, that's your trial period for Matrix if you want to try Matrix.
Oh, we don't have.
You don't have to. I'm here to tell you too, Paragon is getting an update. So the Paragon you're using today is not going to stay. So don't get, I'm staying with Paragon, that's what it's going to be. Paragon is coming with a 2.0.
I'm a little confused. Do we have to close our listings out
in two different places? I mean, where?
I have, the one with the phantom ones I have to do.
Well, how do we know if we can see it?
How I found out was I got people calling on a listing that wanted to see it. Like, why do you want to see something pending?
Yeah.
And it was that Phantom MLS out there. We've also had closings from over a year ago, all of a sudden show up active. We're just getting these random numbers.
Where do you find it, Jason? Is it in the listing man?
It's not, it's the darndest thing. It's
I found it on
It's-
Zillow.
yeah.
Zillow, it'll tell you. Zillow.
Like Chris is doing my paperwork and Coach, I'll keep me a little busy. And that's how she found mine. I had one pending and I'm like, did you close this out? And she's like, yeah, I did. Here it is. And I'm like, well, it's still showing active, but it's because it had that Phantom one out there. So, yes,
Do the phantoms show up in the listing manager?
yes and no. So maybe it's like the first class.
I've seen it. If you go, if you go to Alamance County and look up all your listings, or I mean, just go to Alamance County and do actives or pending, and it might show up in there.
Yeah.
Like, and then it would show up twice, like your addresses, like from previous, you could do it that way.
But Jason did not.
You have to send it, you have to send it.
It's really awkward, but you have to send it to me and then I have to submit it kind of on the side. For you to fix it.
So no fines, I understand.
Yeah, you're not, there's no fines right now at all because of all the
Okay,
things.
question, has anyone else had
Y'all stay with me, stay with me.
listings disappear? I had two
Yes.
listings that were there that disappeared.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So, again, you gotta keep me in the loop. I can't help you if I'm not in the loop, okay? At one point I had 88 tickets on it. So. let's see, I'm in the loop on that. So again, if you, the other thing, the next slide, Danny, there's been a lot of things going on. And I just told you that Paragon 2.0 is coming. It's gonna be the Paragon 2.0 that I saw looks a lot like Flex. So it's not like the Paragon, this dinosaur from 12 years ago that you're using today. All of these trials have been extended to the end of March. So right now you can have a trial of all three. It doesn't matter which one you go into. Just know that at March, at some point, you get to decide which platform you want to stay with. And supposedly for a flat fee per quarter, you can add one of the others if you just hanker for it and love it. So like I can have two platforms for like my regular fee plus $25. So
When will the Paragon?
I don't know. We've not been told. They're still working.
Supposed to choose that without knowing what's.
Eventually, you'll see it. I mean, I don't have a date yet. They just told us it's coming. At some point, you're going to have 5 to choose from. So just saying, there's more coming. This ain't in there. So yes,
Do you know if we're supposed to be doing like, showing, what is it showing, the triangle?
Yes.
I can't.
if you were an Elements member, you were grandfathered in to see any showing, yes.
Well, if I'm using the triangle matrix, I can't make a sure.
Let's offline specific about that one, because you should be able to. There was a rule between Elements said you didn't have to be a member to see a house. Triangle said if you weren't a Triangle member, you couldn't see a house, so that's what she's referencing. That went away as far as, that is going away totally from a conversation we had in Durham. But if you were Elements, you were grandfathered in, supposedly. So you got till the end of March. So. Hey, your PSDs are giving me PTSD. Y'all gonna make me drink or cuss, one or the other. I don't know what you're doing. I need, you got an initial in there. Your client has to initial, they waived it. NA ain't enough.
Oh my God.
So literally, I want each line with a initial on it. That's how I get you out of jail. That's how I can go back and say, we had this conversation. When they say, I didn't have that conversation, and you say, yes, you did, it's NA. That's not free enough for me to give the commission.
But there is no.
Huh?
So just.
Just put initials on it. Just if they waive it, they waive it. They want it, they want it. That's all I gotta do.
Wait, if there's no pool, you still have to waive the inspection of
Yep.
the pool?
Yep,
Oh, my God.
just waive it.
Yeah.
It's, look, that's all they gotta do. Yes.
For those of you who love that form as much as I do, and especially if you do land. Jason told me, and I haven't done it yet, bad on me, where can we go to request changes on that form?
So once a year, there's a page 2 to this form with that links.
Yeah.
So you can add anything you want to it. There's no rule around the rules of how much you can add. If you, every year, you know, we all know forms change in July. There's an entire committee that's working on updating forms and doing the same right now. So if you want to, tell me what you want, I'll be glad to submit it to the right folks.
There's also, Timmy, there's also a place on the Real Estate Commission site where you can
Yes.
subscribe to the changes that are going on, and it will let you put your comments
Yep.
or things in as well.
So ncrec.gov,
what
you
those
can fill out,
things-
click on forms, and then you can do the drop down changes. And you can also submit a form that you would like to be changed. The other massive, massive change that is coming, please get ready, is the residential property disclosure sheet. Like they've been working on it for over a year. So please know that's gonna be a biggie, because all of these disclosure things, like it's coming out the doors. All right,
Last question, that's not mine.
it's fine. All right. The big document is not approved. So better not be mine. So hey, one of the values this year, clearly we're paying $4 billion for a lawsuit right now. They are offering the ABR completely and totally free to you. Every agent in the country can do this. The ABR is accredited buyer's representative. So it's an 8-hour course. This one is online, which is where I took mine. Totally free. It's only $295. And it's like, you know, Jason Scott, comma, ABR, copyright. It will go through in detail, though, those buyer conversations at a very high level. At a deep dive into how to have those the right way. So I, as a buyer's agent, this was invaluable to me. For the last
Now it's free.
6 years.
Now
It's free.
it's
So, next slide. Did y'all get that?
Do you have to take an elective after that? Sam and I were looking at it earlier. Did it say maybe an elective after to get credit?
Yeah. Do you get credit for it? Not for CE. You don't get
I don't
credit.
get CE.
Well, no, it says you gotta take an elective after to get the certificate.
For this class, you have to take this class, take an elective, and then file with them to be fully accredited.
Like I have to renew mine every
But
year.
it
It's
doesn't
$100.
say what kind of elective or.
I think the course will tell you.
Yeah, when you go register, it'll say you'll request the electives you have to take after you do the 8-hour class. And
So
then
you pay for the
certify.
elective.
I don't know, did you pay for it? or-
There's links in there. It will take you to what you.
I guess elective.
You can only carry over so many,
You can carry over,
like 4.
4 hours a year.
Only 4.
Like when I did my big classes, I had more classes than I had hours. So I didn't have to take my hours each year. So, again, this is a $300 course. If you never even, it's worth your 8 hours to get you, keep you out of lawsuits, potentially. So next. Okay. ABR, it's a free benefit. Take it. It walks you through the written and representation agreements. There are 37 different buyer agency agreements in the country now. So, and then if I say 37 and you say, wait, there's 50 states, you just found out we only have lawsuits, right? You can articulate your value on the to the buyer client, work with the data to actually get insightful information about the market, that you can explain. The range of financing options, and then stay on the trends. So I will say as a buyer's agent, it was invaluable to me. And there was only a handful of ABRs when I took it out. So what, do I have anything next?
Nope.
Okay, I do. So next Thursday is the Baker Luncheon. So we'd love for you to join us. And hot topic, it's gonna be school board time, so I know you want to learn more about that. So, again, the city shop's got its 40% off. The other thing that out there, if you didn't catch it, this is a code of ethics, your code of ethics year resets. So that might be something you want to check into is maybe you're elected, this is your code of ethics. Every 3 years is code of ethics. Starting next year, you're also like code of ethics, gonna have to do a fair housing elective every so many years. This week I posted a couple of things about disclosure. If you did not see that on Facebook, or if you're not a Facebook user, please see me about that. It's basically you've heard me say this, anything that might influence the person's decision about. That would be the period after the incidents. And if you know it, you gotta share it. You can't keep it. So, hey, it's Women's History Month, so thank you for all the women in real estate.
You're welcome.
And I'll say, a lot of people don't know this, if you weren't a woman, you couldn't be a realtor when we started.
Yeah.
So, we finally got wise to that and, allowed women into the industry they deserve to be in something. So thank you all. All right, that's it. That's all for me.
Back to that disclosure, where's the best place to put those disclosures that doesn't really fit into the RPD? You put it in private remarks?
So, in that article I posted, it actually tells you,
I haven't seen.
you need to put it in, like, private remarks is not always enough. And this article is from the attorneys at the commission. So, literally, it talks about what to disclose and where to put it. So sometimes we say, okay, it's with the agent and private remarks, and that's not enough. That's why you saw a lot of remarks go up to more than 1,000 characters, because there was no space to tell everything about.
So I have run across something that like the seller, the listing agent was also the buyer's agent when his seller listed the house, and the RPD said no representation. We go have an inspection, and there are some things that definitely, I went back to try to find the disclosures from that deal, and there were none. So I asked it, of course, we're asking for things and blah, and he's like, well, I don't think other firms are telling their people what they need to know, because some of that stuff should have been disclosed.
I think we're
by the agent.
better agents than other agents.
But shouldn't that agent have disclosed that in his notes? And
They don't have to share that their previous RPD was no rep.
no,
But
this
if
current one is no rep, and that's from the seller. But the agent was their buyer's agent and knew he had an inspection with him when they bought.
And
He knew stuff.
yes,
And he didn't
you were
know.
aware of it as an agent. I don't care when you found it out. You can't keep it a secret.
Yeah. I asked.
I don't care if they fix it, you still gotta say it.
Yeah.
You can't even say fix it anymore.
Is that gonna be in the updated?
Yes. And there's a commission one right now, y'all, that the agent didn't go see if the permit was closed. They saw that there was a permit,
It wasn't final inspection.
but then it wasn't closed out as a final inspection. And they brought a case against. So I'm telling you, just do your due diligence. Yes.
As a listing agent, are we supposed to be putting a statement in the MLS about about the commission is paid to only the agents that are in this MLS?
No, because that MLS is cooperation of compensation. So if they're not in the MLS, they're not gonna see any compensation anyway.
Well, I'm seeing a lot of agents are putting that in their listings.
That doesn't make great.
Keller Williams agents.
So here's the
In
thing,
this office?
I mean, you're allowed to give an option on the commission piece, that you can, they let it go down to 0 because of all the lawsuits. Again, it's up to you as the listing agent and the seller, the listing agent advising the seller on the proper compensation by the firm. And then the fee, then you would key in, the seller demands 0 to someone else, and that's what they demand. You can't change what a seller decides they want to do. I would put in there, like I said a couple of weeks ago, you have to tell someone the amount they're being charged. I saw one this week that said 2 to 10/10%. What are they being charged? Somewhere in there, right? The real estate commission will tear you down.
Okay, obviously, we're not.
Yeah, you have to put a number in there or an amount. You can't be just like a slash or this or that.
Okay, this is getting in the weeds.
Yeah.
The listing broker's office of compensation is made only to participants of the MLS where the listing is filed.
I've never seen or heard that, but shoot it to me, I'll check it out.
I mean.
To me, that's a code of ethic thing. If someone outside the MLS made an offer, I'm not gonna turn it down, then you're required by code to present it. So it doesn't matter what it is. So. All right, big hug. Thank y'all.
Hey, everybody, I'm back. All right, so wow. At least the people that had never been to family reunion before, that went to family reunion, if you would please come up. Wow, you're coming up.
Look at Jason.
We'll have a little highlight reel.
AI is not artificial intelligence, it's agent intelligence.
All right, so to make this easy, we don't have a ton of time on it. What is an aha? Who has an aha? I'll let you guys, I'm not gonna, there we go.
For me, and I went into several of the panelist sessions, not knowing what to expect or anything. And Cindy later told me, panelist stuff is not the best, which I started to change and went into some better ones. But what I took away, and I guess I went there thinking that, we were gonna learn the secret sauce, and I went into the first couple sessions wanting specific information, like, if you do this platform, or if you do this way, if you do that way, that's how you become successful. Okay, and so some of the panelists, they had unbelievable numbers, 180 million gross commission, and GCI and all of that stuff, and like what I learned in my aha was, you know, after being disappointed for the first couple sessions, I was kind of like walking. And I said, you know, Gary Keller is right. It's simple, but it's not easy. So every single one of the successful people that were on the panel, it didn't matter what their niche was. It didn't matter what part of the country it was. It didn't matter if they were luxury or land. It didn't matter. And we hear it over and over and over again. Build your database and feed your database and add valuable touches. So the one thing that I took away from above that is that each person is an individual, and we all have different likes and different preferences and different passions. And one of the panelists says, find your passion and you'll find your path. So a lot of them did events, you know, different things. Like there was this one guy from Charlotte, he rents out the whole baseball field for his spring event. He has over 600 clients show up. Guy from Asheville does it in a couple amazing events. They do the same thing year after year after year. And somebody in the audience says, do you ever change it? And I said, no, it's working for us. Why would we? He said, also our clients come to expect it. And it was interesting because of COVID, when they weren't able to do it, he says, I think that was a better lead generation source than actually having the event because people were calling us asking when we were going to be able to start doing it again. So teach database, grow your database, find out what's important to you, what's your passion, how do you want to touch your people with value, and be consistent.
Awesome. Thanks.
Awesome. So I'm up here because someone that went for the first time said she wasn't gonna sit up here. So, but she said if I called her, she would speak. So Maria, what did you? Maria, what did you learn? What was your aha? She wants to sit down and I understand not everybody likes to be up here. Of course, you know, I always stop. That's nothing. But Maria, what was it? Because this is important.
I don't need it.
Yeah, you need it.
Folks in line.
Okay, I guess my biggest aha was that everybody doesn't get the same thing out of real estate. Everybody's in it for different reasons. My biggest aha was that I'm not gonna be a millionaire real estate agent. I'm gonna be a millionaire real estate investor. And I'm gonna concentrate my focus on investing in real estate and being the best I can be that way. And I also realize that it's not gonna happen today and it's not gonna happen tomorrow. It's a patient game. Wealth is a patient game. You have to look at it patiently instead of being disappointed time after time that you're not where you wanna be. So just focus. I got that from Tony Robbins. Change your focus, change your life.
And he was amazing.
Thank you, Maria. You knew I was gonna do that, didn't you? So this is my 17th, so I have a different perspective, but every year I always say, it's all about the basics. It's about your database and you feed it. That's the only thing we have when we retire, which maybe someday I will. And if I don't keep feeding it and making it this big thing, what am I gonna sell, right? So think about it that way. What are you gonna have left? Not just the legacy, that is your legacy, isn't it? You want to pass it off to somebody. So it's always back to the basics. And I went to the CEO Summit. I paid extra on Sunday. That's when Marcy and I went early. And I spent 4 or 5 hours in a room with 500, maybe 1,000 people. And it was amazing. So if you ever go the CEO Summit, if you can get a ticket, I got one because I'm in Mastery, which is Matt's coaching. But everything, and that's the first time I'd ever been in all of the 17. I've been with Keller Williams this is my 19th year, I think. So 2000. So that was my perspective. Yeah.
All right, so this is my first time going. And the biggest thing that I took away, or my big aha, was there's multiple ways to skin a cat. And essentially everybody's has their own way of doing their thing on whatever they want to do. and found a way to be successful at it. Before I went, I'm thinking, okay, there's like one or two ways to do it, but ultimately we all come to the same goal. And that just reinforced the idea that, hey, there's multiple ways to gain business, to lead generate, to touch your clients and all this. And that was really insightful for me. And also time management was a big thing. Not only for my business, but for just going to family reunion, period. Because as all of us know, it was a lot of walking.
40 miles.
So I averaged 8 miles a day, and that was like on the lower end of a lot of people, because as the week went on, I found ways to get to other places faster. Or I would be like, you know what? I'm just gonna skip lunch. That way I don't have to walk all the way over here and then get back to where I need to be. So I took away a lot of things from family, including plenty of blisters. And my watch was even like, hey, this isn't normal. You don't do cardio. So yeah, that was different. And even my now fiance, her watch was like, are you okay? Because
Dimitri, what I say, if I'm barefoot tomorrow, then you better not say a word.
So this was also my first family reunion. I had lots of ahas. There was lots. I liked the panels. I liked the classes. I liked the language-based part of it. I think my biggest aha that I just continuously kept thinking was, there's a lot of competition. There's a lot of agents, but everybody has their own individual things that they specialize in. It's just finding your one thing, focusing on that, and providing that. But it is, was it 15,000 agents? 18,000 agents. So you just see that, and you hear the panels of, I did 60 million and 100 million. And I know my thought is like, gosh, they're doing it, I can do it. So just seeing people in those positions was good for me. I think a big aha moment.
Okay, guys, I gotta stand up. I'm using the 5-second rule because I'm going to pass out. My heart is beating out of my chest. So this was my first family reunion, and I went with a lot of personal challenges. And so I laid in bed last night and I'm like, what are my main ahas? And I thought, if I did not conquer any of my challenges at all, just show up. We've got the keynote speaker of Tony Robbins. We've got the vision speech with Gary Keller. We've got the second keynote was Mel Robbins. If I only did that, oh my gosh, it was amazing, amazing. But I did not do that. It took me a minute to start networking, but if I didn't network, I wouldn't have sat next to a lady. She was from Seattle, and I always wanted to go to Seattle. And she says, I've got your invitations. Don't worry about it. Come, I will put you up. If I did not go to that keynote, breakout by myself, I would not have met this girl from Apex. And you'll, when we have more time, it will raise the hair on your arms what happened. But I will be meeting with her later this week. So I am thankful, and also that Keller Williams is bigger than just this room. I started walking up to people because they had their lanyards on Fremont Street, just walking up and saying, hey, I have my Keller Williams Central shirt on. I'm like, look at me, and I just hug them. That's not me, but I am out of myself and I'm excited, but it's not just about growth in your business, it's about growth in your wellness, your personal challenges. And I feel stronger because of it.
Alright, so I know a lot of you are like, oh, it's time to go, and it is. But you should also know why you should all go out to family reunion next year, so real quickly. Anything that someone would do different, any great reason to go to Vegas next year?
Both.
Both? Okay.
So what I would do difference is, Maria and Tracy and I, we would go to the bar and do the 5 cent poker games and get more beer. That's the one thing. I will go back, I believe I will go back next year. And if I did one thing differently, I would plan better for meals. It was very difficult to get in line for lunches and everything, so. Afterwards, I had saw on the Facebook page, the people had reserved seats for lunch 6 months in advance. And that never dawned on me, but we had what, an hour and a half for lunch most days? And sometimes people were standing in line for 2 hours to grab a bite to eat.
I only had 45 minutes, my longest day.
Yeah, so
45 minutes, and you couldn't walk anywhere, so I did without one.
I
had naps and.
And as Dimitri mentioned, we usually had to walk 2 miles to get to the lunch, to wait 45 minutes and walk 2 miles back. So that's one thing I would do differently, and then a bunch of snacks, since the bottle of water in our hotel room was $46.
Real quick. Now, I know I have a little bit more storage than pretty much everyone here, right? But Pop-Tarts. I brought Pop-Tarts. That was lunch pretty much almost every day.
I brought tuna fish, I brought nuts, I had my snacks. Every morning I was, and Tammy will tell you this, I was up and out between 6:30 and 7:15 in line for the cafe for breakfast, and Marcy would meet me and we would have a really good breakfast and it would hold us all the way to dinner. Now, that was me because I know I need to eat and I knew I wasn't gonna go back to the room because you'd be gone from the room 12, 15, whatever many hours. So I knew that I needed to bring my little protein stuff, and it's just plant. And that's the key, and making sure you have socks and good shoes, and they all do pretty good. What? New shoes.
And Cindy was gracious enough to let me stay with her. And I think it went pretty good. And we had a really good system. She'd get up and go and quickly, so then I had a shower in 2 minutes. I'm like, I've never seen someone take that fast in the shower. So, started my second cup of coffee and she got out the door. But then I had the whole room to get ready. Really, wow, it was perfect.
And you didn't think she could live with
It was
like me, you had to put her stuff away.
Oh,
no, it was neat.
Married in a spring.
She did really.
The biggest thing that I would say is planning ahead. That was a big thing for me because there was really no time for me to get in a workout. So while Ashley was sleeping, I would go and work out in the room. And then it would, because quite frankly, I had no idea where the gym was in the hotel. Like I saw people, like when I was on my way going to walk my mile, literally my mile to get to the convention center. I would see people in workout clothes. I'm like, there's no way that they're just going to the casino or something. And I just didn't know where the gym was, and nor did I take the time to try to find it. So I'm like, okay, I'll just work out in the room. It's working for me, but it did make our room kind of smell like a locker room. And we didn't have the best ventilation, so that's number 2. Is honestly, I would find a better place to stay. Yeah, and as an agent who's up here on the panel that is not myself, but is a male, definitely find better accommodations to stay. Poor guy.
How many times did you change your room?
4 times, 2 days. Yeah, that was mine. My wife wasn't coming, so I was like, I don't need a nice hotel.
Oh, man.
A decent one would have been all right.
What you're saying is be careful of how much you spend. the Luxor was not that expensive for, for
And
Marcy.
be careful for online reviews. I read like an hour's worth of reviews and I was like, this place is great. This is, the elevators didn't work. I was on the 16th
Tell us
floor.
about.
Online is, when they're about to tear it down. you
They're
know,
tearing it down.
put a base on it. Let's make- and then let's try it again. That made it sounds like, they tell me don't fix anything, you're just gonna switch rooms. But, so yeah, get a decent house though.
Mine was just, don't waste time not network.
Can't hear you in the back.
Mary? Don't waste time being afraid of not network. You want to network. Yeah. So once I got out of my skin, it started becoming easier saying, hello, I'm Marcy from North Carolina. But I have one quick side note is while I was away, my carpet that has been in my bedroom since 1995, original carpet, is now got a brand new oak hardwood floor. Did not attack while I was gone.
All right, panelists, thank you so much. And thank you all. Onward.
Sorry.